today I want to tell you how to make your own loom. Not only to make your own loom, but with items that you can buy at your local dollar store, or maybe items that you already have in your house. And what is a loom? Well, let me show you. A loom is this apparatus that you can use to weave with thread or yarn. The reason why I wanted to make my own loom is because if you buy a set, it limits you to the size the set provides. Also, not many of you can just go out there and just spend $25 on a loom set, or you may not want to spend $25 on a loom set. I saw these beautiful Easter eggs, but they were crochet Easter eggs. And I don't know how to crochet or how to knit. And right now I don't have the time to learn, but I said, wow, I have a loom. And yes, technically this one worked, but then I was thinking, as a little girl, I remember in my craft class, we made a very, very simple loom. It was a wooden spool with 4 nails. So I say, that's a great concept. So what items do I need to make a circular loom? Well, you need a piece of wood with a circular or round opening in the middle and some kind of pegs. So I went to Lowe's trying to find something that was already made, that I don't need to use any tools, because some of you don't have many tools. I didn't find much at Lowe's. There were a few things that maybe you can think about using them. If you have an idea, or if you found something at Lowe's that will help you to make a loom, please share it with us in the description box. So disappointed, I left and I went to the dollar store. And guess what? Lo and behold, I did find something. Okay, I think I found it. So these frames have a circle. They are wood, kind of semi-wood. I'm gonna try and make a loomy out of this. Okay, so to make your own circular loom, I had my husband help. He cut a circle. This circle doesn't need to be that big or small, and you do need to sand it because you don't want your yarn to get caught as you are weaving. Sorry, the geese are very loud today. We have parakeets, they're very loud today. I hope you can hear me. The other thing is, if you don't have any power tools, I found this at the dollar store. It is a photo frame, and he already has the circle for you, and even has a circle on the side. So that's what I'm going to put the nails. I don't even have to mark. Then I got 2 kinds of nails that I am debating which one to use. They do need to be long. I think these are 1.5 inches. But I was wondering, the head of the nail. One has a big head. The other one, the nail almost has no head at all. So I'll see which one works best. You want some kind of, now the dog is barking. You want some kind of head on your nail, that way your yarn doesn't fall when you're using your pick. And these are the papers that I printed from the website, where I found a circle already divided in 12 different areas. I just made 3 different sizes to see what's better. So for this one, I know it's not the most scientific way of doing it, but I am going to try to center this glass, and I'm gonna look from all the way to make sure it's center, equal distance to where the hole is. And I'm gonna go a couple of times. Let's see. Now, to be honest, if this is like that, it's not too bad, or like this. The key to the loom is that each nail is equal distance from the other one and in a circle. Otherwise, you're gonna get a weird shape. This circle in the middle is not as important. That's where your loom weaved yarn is gonna go through. What I'm going to try to do is to center it, not with the circle. Again, this is not a big deal. I wanted it that it is the same distance from each area, and then I'm going to tape with very little tape. That's two. I think that would be okay. Let me see this one. That way it doesn't move. And I'm going to lift it and see, is that gonna, okay. It looks okay. It looks pretty good. And now I am going to extend those lines with a pencil. And now that I have it taped, it's not gonna move, hopefully. Now I will remove this paper, and I am going to place a nail in each one of these points. Okay, and I am going to choose these small ones. If worse comes to worse and these don't work, I can pull them out and always put a thicker one. I am going to try with this. I could have even made the circle smaller, but we need a nail long enough that it will go through in the inside, but I'm just showing you here. We don't want it to go that much. We want it to go enough that when you pull that yarn, it will not move, and at the same time we don't want it too short, because if it's too short, then remember you're gonna be doing 2 loops. I'm gonna show you them later on, and you want to have room enough for nail. So 12 nails, let's get nailing. Now this part does require a little bit of patience, because the nails do need to go straight. If you are not a good hammerer, I don't think that's a word, practice a little bit, take your time. They do need to go straight, and you want them kind of like to have the same height. I'm gonna check this is good. Last one. Okay, now I'm going to look like this one in here is too tall. We need to like move them a little bit to the outside, and I'll be doing that, checking. They don't have to be perfect, but you want to make sure this gets done properly. Cool. Okay, now working with this one. For this one, we just have to open the back. So I'm removing everything. It's a good thickness. I mean, it could have been better. I am going to go and see if I can pull this out, because I don't want this to get stuck with my yarn. So let me explain something to you. This circle, the inside circle, is not the problem. I want to lay my nails in here. I don't want to lay them too far away, because the further away you nail them, the bigger your circumference is going to be, and I don't want a big one. So I think this is a little bit too big, but I'm doing this for you. I wanted you to give you an option that if you don't have a tool to cut a circle on wood, you at least can go to a store, find something that has a circle already cut out that is wood or resembles wood, so you can secure your nails. Okay, I think we are done with this one. Now I need to go wash my hands. since I don't have a starting peg, what I'm going to do is get my Sharpie. So I'm gonna mark an arrow in here, and also on this one, this is gonna be my first one where I get to start. And you can see that if you don't have a peg, you can mark which one is your first one. And remember to wash it, because these nails, especially if they have been in your toolbox for many years, they could be dirty and you don't want to get your yarn dirty. So we're going to do that first knot as well. Around, pull through. Remember to leave a good tail, because you're going to use this end to sew later on. Let's find my first peg. Let's tie it up. And again, I like to put the extra tail on that side so it doesn't bother. And let's see, I haven't tried this, so this is the moment of truth. Let's see if they fall, if this works. Now they feel a little bit different on my finger because these are nails. This is not soft plastic. Ow. Okay, so I'm gonna push it down. Now for this one, I can kind of see that if you tie them very much, you can actually ruin your yarn. So let's make it not as, oh, I forgot to do that one. Not as tight. So it will be easier to go over the nail head. Ah! Let's try it again, a little bit tighter. I think I was doing it too slack, too loose. Okay, did I go all the way around? Okay. This is the moment of truth. Let's see, I'm holding this one because you can see that loop. Let's see, is it gonna work? Okay. What I noticed right now, right away, yeah, this is gonna be more difficult. Okay, we will need bigger nails. Let me do this last one. I forgot to hold this. Okay, yeah, this is gonna take forever. See, the loom has a natural groove, and not only this nail doesn't have the groove, but these nails are very thin. Oh my. Okay, so here we go. Now we're back to the beginning, but two things. I might have given you some ideas with something you have at home. Secondly, and most importantly, I made a mistake so you don't have to make it. So I'm trying with thicker nails and these screws that are thicker. If this doesn't work, I will tell you, don't try nails. It's easier to do with your fingers than with a pick. I mean, it's doable. Now this is, I was thinking that maybe because there is a groove here on this screw, and I only did a couple of them, so I don't have to remove 12 like last time. So it's doable if you want to do it with your fingers. So plan B, I had some golf pegs. I don't play golf, it was for another activity. And then my husband had this. They come for furniture. Now, I have a lot of it. We have extra bags. Apparently, we didn't need them. So I am going to make, I already have the holes from the previous nails. Okay, let's try this. I don't want to do what I did last time, which is to break my wood in half. So I'm going to measure when do I need to stop. And to do that, I am going to take my drill that way. When this touches the wood, I know I need to stop. If not, just in case I have two more. Now remember to sand this, and here we go. Let's try this one more time. One done. Let's see if this goes in there. So this is what I have. A couple of them I didn't do a perfect circle, but I think will be fine. Now I am going to sand this, and we are going to glue the pegs. If you ask me what's the diameter of this circle, it would be almost 2 inches from where peg to peg is. I am going to rinse it so I don't have any sawdust in here. Now let's fill each hole with a little bit of glue, wood glue, and also the hot glue gun. The wood glue will be a permanent thing, and the hot glue gun, that way the pegs will stay in place. I'm gonna let it fall in there, run down. I wish I had the other tip. This tip is a little bit thick instead of going in there, but I can always clean it. So I'm gonna let the glue fall in there, and then I'll wipe it off. Let me wipe that off. And now the hot glue gun does cool down faster, so I'll do one peg at a time. I'm gonna let this dry for a few hours. That way the wood glue will do its job. And now I am going to do the same thing with the picture frame that I got at the dollar store. I got these pegs from furniture. My husband said we don't need it, so I trust that we don't need it. However, I did see them at Hobby Lobby. So if you go to Hobby Lobby, you can find these pegs. If you think they're too long, you can cut them a little bit. The purpose what I'm doing this loom is for you to have the opportunity of doing this craft without having to spend a lot of money or wait a long time until you actually find the perfect loom. I will show you which one is my favorite one. So here we go, 2 homemade looms. I just wanted to show you 2 different ways of making a loom. Now the moment of truth. Could we use this homemade loom to actually do projects? So let's see. I did my first knot, and I indicated with a Sharpie where my first peg is. So as I said, I like to use the last one first. Let's see. I think I'm gonna have to use a table for this one. And here we go. Let's see if this actually works. Now this is the hardest one. But once you get going, it's easier. I do help myself with my fingers, but it's nothing like if you see the clip where I have nails, that takes forever. So this again will benefit by doing it on a table. So you just can have it like that and rotating it. Let me show you how this goes. So it's not that bad. This is the Dollar Tree loom, and as you can see, it's working. But as I predicted, each peg is a little bit too far apart, so you may not have good coverage of your egg, but it seems to be working. So this is the final result. After several tries, some miss, some fails, I have 2 looms for you. This one cost me nothing because I had everything. This one cost me $1.25, and as you can see, it's very nice. I mean, of course, crochet is always more delicate and very pretty, but if you don't know how to crochet, this is a great alternative. With this size, this is the smallest egg you probably can make. Of course, I like the smaller one because it is more delicate, dainty, and this is still pretty nice. Now let me show you something in here that I wanted to explain. If you see the braids, you see how these 3 are together and this one is a little bit more space? That's because one of these pegs, or a couple of them, are probably closer. I don't know which ones they are. They're probably closer, and one is further apart. So the ones that are closer are forming these braids in here. The one that is further apart is separated a little bit, but anyway, you still have something very cute to display. And until we see each other next time, remember, let's make something wonderful together.